What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the Apache Halloween YouTube channel, and in today's video I'll be showing you how I modified my Smokey the Clown from Morris Costumes, I think. Now this guy I found on OfferUp. It was like $20, pretty good deal, and I see that he's just a simple motor that just turns from side to side, and I was like, seems a little on the boring side. So I think what I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to add some lights to him. I want to make the cigar smoke or look like it smokes, and the eyes light up because you hook him up to a fog machine. So I'm wondering with the fog and the cigar lighting up how that would look. I think it'd look like he's really smoking his cigar. So I think that'd be pretty cool. But that's all I gotta say for him. He's pretty simple. But let's start with the process of making him light up. Okay, so I have the clown started to be torn apart. I took the wig off and I removed the hot glue on the cigar, so that should be able to be pulled off. Now the thing that I want to do here is I want to add some lights to the eyes, and I want to make the cigar look like it's embering. So I'm going to make it look more grayish instead of the black, and I'm going to use fiber optic cables to make it look like the little embers. So I'm going to have multiple holes drilled out at the fiber optics for the fiber optics. So hopefully that makes the look I want. I'm not sure how this is going to go, so here we go. So the first step is I'm going to take the cigar and I'm going to drill a bunch of tiny holes. I'm going to look at some pictures for reference. I'm going to drill a bigger hole out the back here for all the fiber optics to be able to just come out right there. So I got my mini drill press right here. I'm going to hook up some drill bits. I'm going to do a combination of, I think, here are the cables. I'm going to do the 1mm, and I think I got some 0.75 in here somewhere. So I'm going to use those and get some difference between each of the cables. Now, where did I put the cigar? Okay, so I found the cigar, so I'm going to put it in this vise right here and start drilling away. So I got my one drill bit on there, as you can see, and I'm going to try and hit the low spots of the cigar. I'm going to try and make it like where all the little craters are. I'm going to try and drill the holes in those positions, I think. So I drilled there's probably around maybe 50 holes in that cigar. You can't even see them really, but they're all there, and it'll be more evident once I start fishing the cables through it. But now I'm going to drill a bigger hole out the back. So I have now drilled the main hole through, so all the fiber optics are going to come out back here and just go directly to the light. Hopefully this works. I have some flickering LEDs. Hopefully I can get this to work. It should all run on a 9-volt battery as well. So I'm going to cut the cigar right around this area right here where the burnt part meets the non-burnt part yet. And that's because it's so difficult to fish each individual cable through, and there's probably some 50 cables in there. It's just going to take too long, so I think it'd be easier just to cut it and then glue it back together in the end. Okay, so it has been a little while since the last clip, but I have successfully put all the fiber optics through the holes. I had to cut the cigar to just make it easier, but you can see all the cables. There's a lot there. I put a coating of just some Mod Podge glue on top just to help fix them in place. Each of them are super glued in, but I just put a coating of glue on top just to help them stay in place. Now I'm going to glue this piece back together, and then there's just two of the heat shrink tubes, and I'm just going to shove the LEDs into both of those. So I want two LEDs just to give it some differentiation between the cigar, so not everything's flickering at the same time. So I've wired up the LEDs. They're just hot glued in on the ends of the fiber optics. So this is the main cigar. It looks pretty good. I just super glued it back together and it lights up. I wanted it to be more of a reddish color, but I could not get the LEDs. I tried coating the LEDs in paint and stuff, and I just couldn't figure it out. So they're going to be orange. It's whatever. it's fine. It'll still look better than nothing. So next thing is to put this thing back into the main clown face. So I've got the cigar back in the head while the wires are popping out the back. Very nice, very nice. I also painted the head black, the inside, just so light doesn't shine through his whole head, and kept the eyes the white. So it looks pretty good. The hot glue, there's just some hot glue glued in there, holding it in for now. I'm probably gonna put some super glue in there too, and then I'll paint it up to make it look seamless. But the next thing to do is address the eyes. These are just some warm white LEDs that are going to be used. They run off of 9 volts. These are going to be used for the eyes. They look really good on the eyes in the dark, so that's what we're going to go with. So it's been a couple of days. Now I wired up all of the wiring here, just soldered all the wires together. Pretty simple. The eyes are just hot glued in. I just stuck some hot glue. They shine all right. And then the cigar is now in. I need to do some touch-up work with the paint. But then I was going to originally have the battery pack inside here. But then I thought about making the battery pack sit here. So I got these connectors. So you can easily take the head off if you want to. But I'm going to fix this all in here. And I was going to use a battery like I said. But I was just doing some tests. And it seems like the 6-volt adapter that comes with the clown is going to work all right with the lights. I was worried they weren't going to be bright enough, but it seems like they'll be okay. So I'm going to put the wiring into the battery box, and I took it off. Oops, there goes a screw. But it's just very simple, so I'm just going to solder the wires right to it. All right, so the wig has been put back on. The plug is right there. It's all good. The other plug is right here on the main mechanism box, motor area. So he should be all ready to go. Now I'm going to put them all together and show you guys what he does. So here he is, complete with the eyes lighting up and the cigar smoking. I really like the flickering on the cigar. It looks really cool, and I like his head. I love it. It's just really cool. Totally fits with the old SVI clowns. So he's definitely gonna go with like Uncle Charlie and Bite Size for Halloween. But just another like background prop that just adds more life to the scene. But that is basically the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the process that I went through making him light up. And if you have something like this or something similar, you could probably do this to any of the smoking props from this era. Hopefully this gives you some inspiration or something along those lines. But that is the end of this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.